the giving hand is always full, the receiving hand is always empty. So whenever I want to receive, it's my hand is always empty. When I started to give, so my hand is always full. I don't feel I'm empty. So I feel everything is in me, so I have everything. So then I feel I'm rich.
Right now I'm back in Mysore on the south of India. I'm in an area called Lakshmipuram. I came here to meet with my friend Kushal. He's actually one of the newest Ashtanga yoga teachers right here in Mysore. And in just a few years, his popularity is growing day by day. I want to introduce you to him so you get to know who he is. His school is right here. This was actually the same shala that where Masterji used to teach. So let's go up and meet with Kushal while he's giving his morning yoga class.
In the school, I went one class for the yoga class.
Mm-hmm.
Then teacher asked me money. Then I asked my parents, and my parents said, "Okay, you stop practicing," because they said before it's free class.
Mm-hmm.
So I come back, and there was always something happening inside to go and learn. It was in the seed form in the childhood. When I grow and I finish my school, and then I entered to the higher school, like kind of after 10th grade. So I found some article in the newspaper. There is a kind of workshop for like 10 days or 15 days of yoga workshop. So I just went. So I got kind of a basic yoga practice.
Mm-hmm.
So then I started to practice at home, and then I started to follow videos, and then again I finished the school, and then I started to go work again. I couldn't concentrate on my practice, but after a few years of work, I was not happy in my career. Mm-hmm. I always, something is telling, okay, this is not your place, this is not your place. I was not happy at all in my job. Then I completely get down. I was kind of depressed, not maybe upset. So upset, I don't know, it is upset or depressed, and also is my health is going down. Then I said, like, so what to choose? Choose the drugs or choose the practice? Then I felt my mother helped me to give me a fire. I asked her, because she worked whole day, she was not taking rest. I was wondered because I couldn't do like that, because she's woman, and even I'm a boy, a man, but even my father is not like that. He's very kind of lazy. But my mother is very active. Then I raised the question, why you're like this? And I brought washing machine. She's not washing the clothes in the washing machine. She used to wash by the hand, plenty of clothes. When I asked her why you're doing like this, she said, I had very bad past. So if I sit with doing nothing, my mind start to think, it memorize the past memories. So I go crazy. I cannot keep myself calm and happy. So I work. I do my physical practice, physical activities through many work from morning to evening. So I cannot concentrate. My mind doesn't concentrate on the past. So it stays in the present. After finishing the work, my physical body is tired. So again, my mind doesn't want to think, because it needs rest. My body wants rest. So I eat food, I go I go and sleep. So I stay healthy, so I become more normal. Then I took myself back my school days. So then I still I can remember all the practice. Then I started to slowly I started 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour. So, and I started to engage myself into all the work. So when I start practice pranayama and asana, so my body and mind start to become coordinate each other well, and my darkness started to remove, the lightness started to enter, because it just the darkness disappeared. So and slowly then I felt more healthy. I feel kind of so there is new energy inside. So then I was just practicing myself, but later I unexpectedly met my teacher in a gym. His name is Federico. I didn't know Ashtanga before, Ashtanga Vinyasa. So when he showed the Ashtanga Vinyasa practice, I just wondered and just loved it. And I was just, in the beginning I was just confused, is that yoga? Then he said, I will teach you then, but I took long time. So I said, I don't have money, but my teacher said, you don't need to give money, you can just practice, I will teach you. Then I take few weeks, and then I went one day directly to his house on Sunday when he was in day off. I knock his door, he come and he taught me he taught me sun salutation and the prayer. So then I loved it very much. I just fell in love with Ashtanga Vinyasa practice. Then I said, okay, I'm coming from tomorrow regularly. So then I started my journey with Ashtanga practice. So my teacher taught me, and he went back to his country. His country is Argentina. Then I started to practice myself alone. So every day regularly I practiced. So whenever I have a doubt, I used to ask my teacher, and he used to give me guidance through online. So after learn the Ashtanga primary series, some people asked me to teach. Then I was just worried because still I'm learning. But later, I asked my teacher, and he said, okay, I will help you, you can try, you have that capacity. He just give me the strong motivated word to start teaching. I just tried, because whenever I was taking class from with my teacher, so I used to feel myself coming out and looking myself, like observing my own body and the adjustments, how the body movements. So I just transfer what my teacher gave. I just give it to the students, so they liked very much. Then I feel, okay, then go forward. Then I started I want to do teacher training with the Indian teachers, because my teacher is Western teacher. So I want to go more, understand more deeper. So with our senior Indian teachers. Then I took teacher training with BNS Iyengar, Master Ji, people call Master Ji, his name is Vishwanath, and the Ganesh Kumar. So I took teacher training from them, and then I understand more traditional practice and the science behind the yoga and yoga philosophy. Then I just keep teaching, and as well as learning. So whenever I get the chance to learn from the other senior teachers, I used to go and learn. So still I go every month. We have a philosophy class in our own language, sometimes in Sanskrit. So I go to the ashrams and I learn philosophies to deepen my knowledge and to understand. I also went to learn some part of astrology, basic astrology, and the Ayurveda, because all these things are in the single system before, to treat the person if he's healed with mentally or physically, because we cannot give the same medicine to everyone body is different, everyone mind is different, everyone is unique. So I started to find the unique method of teaching for individual, because I met many people who are suffering different problems. Sometimes the same way of practice it doesn't help. Sometimes if the person is normal, the practice is okay, but if the person is having different issues, health issues, so we need to go and very technically to solve. So this makes me to go and learn. I'm happy, but there are many challenges comes every time, so I'm happy because it's coming to me. Then I think I'm ready to face this challenge, because whenever the problem is coming, it means so we are ready. That's why it's coming. So when the yoga is started to come, so it's mean that I already have eligibility to practice yoga. I feel I'm blessed in this life. So because finally I come to the yogic path in this life. So I feel I'm very close to my destiny, close to the liberation. And also I thankful to my masters and the divine powers, which is give me the energy to also take many of my students or people to take me with me towards to the liberation or the yogic path. I'm very happy. It's a funny thing because when I was practicing, so my teacher raised the kind of the same question, Kushal, why you are practicing yoga? I gave funny answer to him just because it was not so serious, but I just want to make fun, and I said I am very short, so I knew that yoga can help me to grow taller. So my teacher said, even I was funny, but my teacher became serious and he said, Kushal, so first be happy what you have, don't expect and practice. Even the Yoga Sutra, Patanjali Yoga Sutra tells, so abhyasa vairagyabhyam tannirodha. So one has to practice with detachment, because whenever we have expectation, we always suffer. So then there is some light comes up in my mind. So yes, my hand is good, my leg is good, there is no disabilities in me. Then my mind just turned inside and just looked others where people are disabled, when they couldn't walk properly, when they couldn't stand properly, they are suffering every day to get up and to do their stuff, and they're depending everything on others. I think this is what the first time I felt I need to help others, because when my teacher started to help me, then the same thing is transferred into me without taking the guideline from others, or I have to start teaching. So the seed just started to sprout, and after a few months of practice, my teacher just said, oh, you have a good practice, you can teach later. So then I started to believe in my teacher word, but I was not thinking to become a yoga teacher, because I started yoga because to heal myself, my mental illness and my physical issues, because I used to get like acute diseases whenever the weather changes. So I always have a gift from the weather. I used to get cold and fever. It was showing me my physical health is very weak, it cannot resist the changes in the weather. So, and it was used to stay for a long time. If the cough comes, it used to stay for a long time. If the cold comes, I used to stay for a long time. So every time I used to suffer, like why it's happening, why my body cannot resist. So then I understand the yoga will help to duplicate my energy, and it helped me to resist all kind of disease. I can improve my health, as well as I can improve my spiritual health. So after one year, my health is completely changed. So my body is completely changed. I was not getting sick. Even if I get cold, after 2 or 3 days, it's going off. So it's not staying for a long time. So I felt nice. So then why? Because whenever we have a good thing, we need to share. Otherwise, it's just go with me, because many people are suffering outside. So if it is any helpful, so I think maybe it's good to share, because if my teacher didn't share to me, so I couldn't feel, I couldn't have this life, I couldn't have this good health. So it's my responsibility to transfer, to help who is need. But fortunately, so I got the platform, I got the place to teach. So I got few students in the beginning. So I started with the 2 students. I was just wondered, because I didn't know people like it or not. Then when people are started to come more and more, then I said, okay, if the people are liking, if the student wants me to teach, then why not start and develop. So there is no other better job. Then I think, so if I get job like this, which I can help people, not cheat people, because I used to work in kind of call centers and hotels. So I found many work, and I always get frustrated, because my work is harming others, it's not helping others. So but when I started to teach, then I felt, oh, here, this is my place, this is my platform. So here my mind is become happy, my mind is happy, and my work is happy, so I can enjoy my work. Because when we don't enjoy our work, so we are not happy in our life. So then I decide, okay, if it is my place, if it is my job in this life, so make it wonderful. So do as much as possible, learn as much as possible, help as much as possible. I don't know how much I can do, but I try. Okay, there is no limit, but I try my best to help. So this is how my teaching career start, through my teacher. So whatever I do now, it's all started with my one word from my teacher. It's changed my mind, changed my way of thinking of life, and I stopped thinking on myself and started to think on others. So now I'm happy, because I don't think of myself, so I don't suffer. Because he's a teacher, and he said, Kushal, be happy what you have first. So then when I'm happy, so it's my responsibility to tell the same word to others. Because many people, they suffer every day. Oh, I don't have this, I don't have health, I don't have hand, I don't have this, I don't have money. It's all, the whole society always suffer, the people suffer, because they always think they don't have. They don't look what they have. They always suffer, because we look every day, we look the world around every day, there is something new. People always get attracted, always think they don't have that. And every time, if you take a vehicle, every year there is a new vehicle, every month there is a new vehicle. So if I don't have, if I'm not happy with what I have, so every day I suffer by looking the new things. So when I started to become happy, then I stop expecting, and I start like I stop like suffering. So this is what Buddha, he said, the sorrow starts when we expect. The giving hand is always full, the receiving hand is always empty. So whenever I want to receive, it's my hand is always empty. When I started to give, so my hand is always full. I don't feel I'm empty. So I feel everything is in me, so I have everything. So there is nothing to receive. So then I feel I'm rich. So I'm rich inside. Even people have money, but if they cannot give it from their hand to others, they are very, very poor. Yoga is a science. Through the science of yoga, so one can live better life, because it explains theoretically and it shows practically how one will live better compared to who doesn't practice yoga. Yoga itself, in scripture, in the yogic philosophy, yoga itself, it's a samadhi. Means the one will get the evenness of the mind. The samadhi means, sama means even, dhi means mind or buddhi. So once yoga is achieved, the mind is completely in the equilibrium state. So one doesn't get fluctuated inside. He stays stable. He cries, he laughs, but he come back to his center. He doesn't get lost. He always come back. He enjoy everything with more awareness. He doesn't attach with this world, because in according to yogic philosophy, this world is not so permanent. It is permanent and is impermanent. It's both. One should understand this illusion. To understand this illusion, one has to understand yoga. One has to learn. So yoga helps to look clearly this world. So then he doesn't afflicted by any things, even with his family, even with his body. So whenever he want to live, he just live peacefully with the bliss. We attach always with the materialistic world, which is not permanent. So when the person practice yoga, he get the consciousness. That's we call yogic consciousness. You are always aware of this impermanent world and the materials. So when he is not attached, he just, when he know he's just changing his dress, he just happily go. When he don't know he's not getting the new dress, so he always cry and suffer to keep the old dress, old things. So once we know, once we have the clarity that we having the new life, the wonderful thing next, so we don't attach with the old things. We just leave and we just go. It's like a new vehicles. When I know I'm getting the new vehicle, I don't bother about the old vehicle. So it's same thing, but to understand that, one has to start practice yoga. Yeah. For my students and all the people in this world, start as much as possible, try to find a way to enter to the yoga practice. There are different way of practicing yoga. Yoga means, I'm not saying you don't follow Buddhism, you don't follow Jainism, but the essence of yoga is covered with all. To understand the innermost core of the soul, so one has to go through his physical body. So because if the physical body is not fit, one cannot think about his mind and the soul. It always disturbs. Mind is always disturbed when the physical body is in the hill. It's in the disease, full of disease. We cannot go inside. So in yoga we start practice through asana. So asana practice helps to understand my physical body first and understand my pain, so that I can understand the pain from of others. So my mind started to cultivate slowly, become more, it understand to help others, to understand, to aware of other pains. When the mind is cultivated nicely, then the violence become less. When I understand the pain, so I stop giving pain to others. So this is how the society become healthy and the families become healthy. So this is the one part. Once the people are happy with the body and mind, then only one can understand his soul, because we always have a sun and moon. So body and mind is same. The body is represent the sun, the mind represents the moon. We need day and night. If only day, if we are only exhausted, we cannot relax. If we only sleep, we cannot active. So we need both to balance. Once the day and night, once the body and mind is balanced, we understand, we can see the new force inside. Then the talent starts. Then the art comes outside. Then the world start to become beautiful when everybody goes more eco-friendly. People to start understand themselves, understand the world, so they balance with the nature. Then nowadays because we are just destroying the nature and we are getting problem. So by practice yoga, the man understand the nature and he start to balance. Then naturally one can feel his soul. So if there is no physical health, definitely he cannot get the mental health fast. So again, this what the yogi scripture says, Sharira madhyam kalu dharma sadhanam. Means without the physical body, one cannot reach the anything. Whatever, if I want to eat, I want to enjoy the food, I want to enjoy the taste, I want to go through my physical body, I want to go through my senses to reach the bliss. We all practice yoga to stay. We do many things in not only yoga, we do many things. We go to the movies, we go to entertainment things to stay happy. I think I'll be happy when I see the movies, when I eat food which is I like. So but it is very short, so I lose it again, I'll try to go and have it again. Once I see this movie, then I try something different which one can stimulate me. But practicing yoga, one can feel the complete bliss and it's like long last. So but it takes time, so one has to work, practice with patiently by taking the guidance of the teachers. I suggest not to go and try just by yourself. It's not bad, but it leads confusion on your practice. There are chances you maybe you stop, or you get fear of practicing if something pain comes. So it's not good to practice self in the beginning. Try to take the guidance of the teacher first. Later, once you master all the asanas, and you can go yourself and you can make your own practice. So but stay with yoga and it heals the soul. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kushal.
Thank you. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that interview with Kushal. Don't forget to give it a like and to subscribe to the channel and share it with whoever you think might be interested. I'll see you in the next video.